Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into something a bit different, pure imagination, actually.
That's right.
Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving into excerpts from Carissa Broadbent's The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk. Now, this isn't really about history, it's fiction, focusing more on the intricate mechanics of a really unique fantasy universe.
Exactly. And our goal today isn't just, summarizing a story. It's more like giving you a shortcut to understanding this incredibly imaginative, pretty intense saga.
Okay.
We're going to explore the fantastic world building, these really profound character changes, and some surprising twists of fate. We'll pull out the core ideas about power, sacrifice, destiny, all that good stuff.
So you get the essence without getting bogged down.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
A deep dive into the highlights of this massive, complex world.
Right. And central to this are Mische and Asar. Their journeys are, well, they're intertwined, dark, and they literally reshape their world. We should also mention the author notes sensitive content, graphic violence, themes of grooming, which is important context. It really shapes the grim tone, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It underscores the harsh reality they're navigating.
Okay, let's start with Mische. Her story kicks off with death. Multiple deaths, in fact. The sources are vivid. Malak's teeth, Atraxas' fire, Shiket's sword, Asar's agonized pleas. It's brutal.
It really is. And it's not just tragic. It fundamentally changes her existence.
Yeah, she awakens as a wraith, not just a ghost in this collapsing underworld. She's partially brought back by Vincent, the dead vampire king. So right away, the stakes are incredibly high, the tone is grim. Death isn't necessarily the end here.
Well, that's a key insight, isn't it? Her damned state redefines the whole hero concept. A wraith in this world is sentient, powerful, undead, but tied to an afterlife that's literally falling apart.
So the underworld itself is decaying.
Exactly. It's not some static waiting room, it's collapsing. So her struggle isn't just personal. It's tied to the fate of this entire realm. It raises the stakes massively.
Okay, and then there's Asar. His backstory is equally dark, right? Starts as a boy taken by some mysterious figure.
Promised a life without fear.
And then basically forged into a weapon by his mentor, Gideon. Classic trope, but with a twist, you said.
Right, because he later finds out Gideon betrayed him.
Yeah.
Cost him the love of his life. And this initial trauma, this deep sense of loss and manipulation, it just fuels his whole quest for power later on. It blurs that line between, personal revenge and something bigger.
He also dies, doesn't he? Or has a near-death experience.
He does. He describes it himself. I died at the doorstep to the underworld, a traitor's weapon in my hand, drenched in the blood of the god who had given me everything.
Wow.
Yeah, in his return. It's because of a deal. A desperate bargain with Akija, the goddess of fate.
Fate itself. What's the deal?
He gives up his claim to the Shadow Throne, the big seat of power he always craved, basically sacrifices his future as king.
To save Mische and the underworld.
Exactly. But there's a condition. He needs to collect these ancient relics belonging to Alaris, his mask, his eye, and his heart.
Okay, so a quest is involved.
Right. And it makes you wonder, what's the real cost of a deal like that? Especially for someone so driven by ambition. Does being forced to sacrifice truly change you, or just redirect where you point that ambition?
That's a really interesting question. Redirected ambition.
Okay, so first step on this quest, Ravenhall.
An archive.
A heavily guarded House of Shadow archive, yeah. And here's where it gets interesting. Gideon, the mentor who betrayed him, he actually gives them crucial info.
Wait, the traitor helps them?
Well, helps might be strong. He reveals that Alaris's eye was put into a weapon, a silver axe, made by Shrana, the goddess of machinery.
The goddess of machinery.
And the other relic, the Mask of Athesia, is hidden back in the Shadowborn castle. So it's not just finding things, it's understanding the kind of dark, mechanical nature of these gods, too.
Right, right. So Asar has to go back to the House of Shadow for the Night of Malum ceremony?
Yep, and he gets pulled back into the politics. He actually makes a tactical alliance with his sister, Ygritte, who's super ambitious, pledges his service to her.
Even though he hates it all now, the source said he felt disgust for the kingdom he used to crave acceptance from.
Precisely. It's not like she suddenly believes in her. It's a calculated move.
Yeah.
Emotionally taxing, playing a part he despises for this greater goal. Makes you think about the compromises they're forced into.
Definitely. And this Malum, it's important.
Oh, hugely important. Not just politically, but magically. It's a rare night where the lines blur past present mortal world, immortal world, the veil thins.
Which they need for their plan.
Exactly. And we also see the other houses gather. The Shadowborn, with their mind, magic, necromancy, kind of controllers of the afterlife. The Nightborn battle, sky magic. and the blood-borne human magic users from this really harsh land. Understanding these factions helps grasp the stakes.
Okay, and during the ceremony, something happens with Rain, the Nightborn King.
Yeah, he shows up trying to save Mische. But Mische, who's now this powerful wraith but still feels those old connections, she makes a really tough call.
What does she do?
She uses compulsion on him, forces him to go back to his own house and stay safe.
Wow, so she sacrifices seeing her friend, maybe getting help to protect him.
Exactly. It's chilling. Shows her power, but also that lingering humanity. But it raises questions, doesn't it? Controlling someone, even for their own good, how does that fit with being a hero? It highlights the moral gray areas of power in this world.
Yeah, absolutely. Sacrifice and manipulation. It's complicated.
It really is. And while all that's happening, Ygritte's guy, Elias, attacks Asar.
And Asar.
Asar kills him. Swift, brutal, which of course just complicates things further with Ygritte and his whole calculated plan. Adds another layer to his morally gray journey.
And it never stops. But amidst this chaos, Mische does manage to get the mask right from the castle.
She does. She uses the chaos of the Malum. But just as they might think they've succeeded, bam, a soul leader bursts through something called the Dusk Window.
A soul leader sounds bad.
Oh, it is. Think cosmic vacuum cleaner for souls, an embodiment of the underworld's decay. And the Dusk Window is like a portal. So it's not just some random monster. It's a direct threat to existence itself. Chaos ensues.
Okay, so total pandemonium. How do they get out?
Help comes from an unexpected place. Septimus, a bloodborne noble, offers them a way out. Passage to the Deadlands. He sends them with his cousin Atreus and Selena, a seer.
But they don't trust him, right? Asar has doubts.
Big time. Asar notes Septimus deals in betrayals like a moneylender deals in debt. So yeah, it highlights how precarious everything is. They have to take the help, but they know it's risky, constantly weighing desperation against potential betrayal.
So they journey through bloodborne lands. Harsh, cold.
And eventually reach the gate to the Deadlands, guarded by a keeper, a lesser god.
A lesser god.
Yeah, ancient beings, powerful but kind of localized, guarding thresholds, that sort of thing. And here, Asar and Mische show off their necromancy.
Ow.
They actually resurrect the keeper to open the gate.
Whoa.
But then he immediately attacks them. So it shows their power developing, yeah, but also the moral lines they're crossing, using life and death itself as tools.
Okay, so they get into the Deadlands, which aren't what you'd expect.
Not at all. You'd think desolate wasteland, right?
Yeah.
Gray, quiet.
Yeah.
But no. Mische apparently whispers, "Holy fucking gods." It's a ruined ancient city, huge scale, once called the God's Pleasure Garden.
Pleasure garden. But it reeks of death.
Exactly. Reeks of death and suffering. It's where Nyaxia, the Dark Mother, was supposedly chained up once. It's this big reveal about the gods. They're capable of creating immense beauty, but also profound cruelty, far beyond what mortals can really grasp.
That's disturbing. And this leads them to Trana, the machinery goddess.
Directly. They find her forge right there in the Deadlands, a temple full of weapons. It's where Alaris's eye was put into that axe.
Yeah.
And Trana tries to capture Asar.
To kill him.
Worse, in a way. She sees him as raw material. Potential for a new divine weapon. It's horrifying. Shows her cold, calculating view of everything, even other gods.
So Mische steps in.
Yeah, she has to. Uses her rep as a god slayer from a previous encounter to distract Trana, putting herself in danger. And then the Sentinel who originally captured her also shows up.
The Sentinel, more chaos.
Total chaos. Mische and the Sentinel fight end up falling into the forge flames.
Oh no.
But then Vincent's voice, remember, she's connected to him as a wraith, urges her, take the eye.
And she does.
She grabs the silver axe, the one with Alaris's eye, gains its power. She's literally remade by the forge fire and the divine power. Then Asar unleashes trapped wraiths to pull Trana down into the flames.
Oh, they defeat her.
She escapes, barely, screaming that the others will come for you. A clear warning that this isn't over. The bigger divine conflict is coming.
Okay, so now they have the mask in the eye. Mische is badly wounded. What about the heart? The last relic.
The heart. That's when Nyaxia herself appears, the Dark Mother, and reveals she has Alaris's heart.
The final confrontation.
And the ultimate sacrifice. Nyaxia makes her bargain. She cuts out Asar's heart, literally.
Cuts out his heart?
Yes. This act completes his transformation into the god of death. His mortal self is, well, destroyed. But in doing so, he stops the underworld from collapsing. He drags us back from imminent destruction, as the source puts it.
So he becomes a god, saves everything, but loses himself.
Pretty much. Miche's heartbroken, watching him just disappear into these mists. His soul leader companion, Luce, follows him. Leaves you asking, okay, what does this even mean now? for them, for the world.
Right. So Mische wakes up alone in the crumbling underworld, grieving.
Grieving, yeah, but Vincent's words kind of galvanize her.
Yeah.
You are the one who wielded the Eye of Alaris. You climbed out of Strana's forge, remade. You! She's told the underworld has chosen her.
So this is her moment, her ascension.
It's the start of it, her journey of figuring out who she is now, dealing with the grief, the power, this new divine identity forged in fire and loss.
And she travels the underworld.
Yeah, guided by whispers from the dead. And she shows compassion, helps her tormented sister Saisha, who's become a sentinel, find some peace, a way home.
That's powerful, a sign of hope.
Definitely. And she finds this poppy, right? A single flower, unmistakably alive in this field. It connects her to the idea that even this realm of death has potential for rebirth, for life, a symbol of hope in all that despair.
Then she has this encounter with Asar's past self in Morthrin.
Yes, a vision of young, mortal Asar in Morthrin, the kind of ancient heart of the underworld. And she offers him unconditional love, so different from Gideon's manipulation.
She asks for his heart, symbolically.
Symbolically, yeah.
Yeah.
A piece of his mortal vulnerability. She tells him, I will never promise you, Asar, that it won't hurt. But it's in that fear that we hold our greatest strength. It's this beautiful moment of trying to heal his past, redefining strength for him.
Wow. So now she has Alaris's skull, her crown, and Asar's mortal heart.
Right. And she confronts the god of death, the new ways. In Morthrin,
Does he remember her?
no. In his divine form, he doesn't. It's a Mische. She does something incredibly bold. She drives her sword through his chest.
She attacks him,
But she splits Alaris's heart, which she's carrying. She takes half for herself.
becoming a goddess.
Essentially, yes. Connected to the underworld, to Alaris's power. And crucially, connected back to it. It's not just violence. It's like forcing a connection,
Yeah.
sharing his divinity to try and reclaim him. It's audacious. Defying gods, defying fate.
And this gets attention, I imagine.
Oh yeah, big time. Nyaxia is furious. And the White Pantheon, the other big gods, appear through cracks in the sky. Her act has seriously shaken the cosmic order.
What do they say?
Acadia, fate goddess again, gives this grim warning. Says Mische is a soul of no consequence in many timelines, that her path is incredibly dangerous. It just highlights the massive scale of what she's done, the forces she's provoked. She literally rewrote her own destiny.
Incredible. Is there any closure for others?
There's a small moment. Vincent delivers a final message from Asar, a remnant of his past self, to Oriah, an ally, an imperfect something.
And the ending, where does it leave them?
Morthrin is damaged, but there's hope. Adar and Mische, now a goddess with his mortal heart inside her, start repairing it together, one glyph at a time.
So they're together, working together.
Yes. They're consulting with allies Rain, Oriah, Vale, Esme, planning for the God War that's clearly coming. Mische accepts her role as Queen of the House of Death, bearing, as she says, the marks of my shame and the marks of my power intertwined. It's not a neat ending, but a complex, hard-won new start.
Wow. Just wow. What an epic scope we've covered in this deep dive into The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk, Mische and Asar's transformations, mortal to God, the sacrifices, the way love and loyalty persist even in this war-torn divine conflict world.
Yeah, it's quite a journey. So what does it all mean for you listening? I think this dive shows that real power isn't just magic wands or crowns, right?
Right.
It's empathy. It's making these incredibly tough, sometimes morally murky choices. It's finding your own definition of home, of purpose, even when fate itself seems stacked against you. These characters face huge betrayals, cosmic threats, but they cling to their humanity, their connections. It kind of redefines heroism in a universe where even the gods are seriously flawed.
And it really leaves you thinking, in a world with petty gods and fluid fate, how much of our destiny is actually set in stone? And how much do we shape ourselves through those impossible, sometimes agonizing choices we make for the people we care about?